because those look like fun shirts.
Okay.
Before, leading up to the show, you sent me a Google Doc that was, let's get to know you. Here are things, what do you really want to talk about on the show? What did I put in that field?
Yeah, what
Let
did
me
you
read.
put?
Well,
Right.
please, because I don't even remember. I just type things and then I just say
dying
stuff.
to talk about. Actually,
He's
I
probably
loved it
really
so much
ironic about
because
that.
when he wrote it, I was like, this is why I wanted him on the show. He's my people. He's
Okay.
totally my people. Deep, authentic, meaningful human connection, and why that is the answer to pretty much every social, economic, and environmental problem we face today. 100% agree.
Very true.
Dude, I gotta pay my writer more. 'Cause that was good.
Which is why I was
Social
so
media
interested.
is
That's what I
something.
felt when we went to coffee that
Yeah,
day.
me too.
Like, it's
Me
just
too.
about a real connection, which is what drives me to do everything that I do,
Yeah.
including this.
I'm with you.
Silly.
I think, I'm so glad you brought that up.
Tell me why, Brandon.
I think it is absolutely it is the underlying problem to pretty much every problem in the world. Like every manifestation of school shooting, of high suicide rates, of
Well, it goes back
you
to
know.
politics too, that you talked about. These
Yes.
people are unwilling to like talk to each other.
Yep. Oh, you don't agree with me? I don't want to talk to you, right? I think there is we have this digital age, right, where we're all on social media and we're showing best day, Facebook best day. It's like all everybody ever sees, and then we go out into the world and we try to like support that argument that every day is the best day. But guess what? Like yesterday was shitty, and tomorrow might be too. But that's just life, right? So like for me, I think what is so infinitely important is that we let go of this thing where we believe we have to be this perfect image of what we believe other people want us to be, and just sit down with people as ourselves and just have conversation and curiously ask, like, what's up with you today? Like, how are you? What's going on with you? What's igniting you?
Show a little empathy.
And just like emotional connection, like that takes vulnerability, right? To be emotionally
Oh,
available
fuck
for a
that.
conversation. Yeah, right. It's
Leave
like that.
that.
No, emotionally what?
Whoa,
no.
wait a minute.
I just, it's everything. I mean, that is everything. Because this is, I think, one of the main reasons that addiction is so rampant in our country, because we, as a species, we are hardwired for connection, to be connected to each other, to something greater than ourselves. When that's not present, then we search. We search for connection in some way, whether it's real, whether it's deep or authentic or not, we seek connection. And when we can't find it, or we're not getting it, then, here's this way where we can connect with people. I can, crack a beer, and all of a sudden, it's this easy, now we're talking, we're having conversation, right? And now, there's a lot more underneath addiction than
Right.
just a lack of connection, right? There are genetic things and there are, whatever, but this is the reason I think that we have so many social issues.
Right.
Like when you hear, when we see the people that are going out and, really conducting these just heinous acts of mass murder, every time we hear about the backstory of that person,
Yeah.
shunned, the outcast, or the person who was, in one way or another harmed by another human being emotionally,
Right.
then they're like, okay, well, fuck you, world.
Yeah.
I'll show you, right? So
It's
human
true.
connection, I think, is something that we have to pay more attention to. And how do we pay attention to that? By like sitting down at coffee with somebody
Over a
And
honey latte.
over a
lavender
honey
latte.
lavender latte, and just like, how are you?
Mm.
Who are you? What
Yeah.
drives you? What ignites you? Like
Yeah.
honestly and curiously checking in on who people are and what's important.
The other day I had this realization, and I mentioned it a little bit before we actually went on air here. I was talking about how I have had this habit all my life of being like 1 foot in and 1 foot out in
Mhm.
all of my projects, relationships. Like I'm always kind of like heavier on the foot that's out
Mhm.
than in.
Mhm.
And it's for me, it's out of survival. It's like this person's going to leave me. That's a very basic definition of it, right? This
Right.
project is not gonna work or whatever, but I'm going to be abandoned.
Mhm.
And so it's like half in, half out all the time. But what I realized the other day was, for somebody who literally writes in her agenda every single week that one of the main things I want to do this week is be connected, and whatever that looks like, all of those years of spending one foot in and one foot out, where I thought I was like, oh, I was with somebody, or I was in a project, and I was, there wasn't a conscious, like, I'm connected, but I wasn't. I've been completely disconnected my entire life, and there's a risk that comes with connection,
Mhm.
right?
There is.
Oh, for God's sakes. Yes, big risk.
Right.
Yes.
Big
Watch
risk.
your mouth.
It's
Big risk.
as a defense
Right.
mechanism, we go half in, half out.
Warning.
Just in case.
Right.
Right, just in
Right.
case, cause I don't wanna be hurt.
Right.
None of us do.
But I feel like it's gonna happen, like, whether the hurt part is a part of that or not, but there's going to be something that's going to end, right?
Mhm.
Or it's gonna change
Yep.
the relationship or the connection. So, why not just get fully connected while you can,
Mhm.
have that experience, and then when it's over, you deal with it, cause
Yeah.
that's what happens, right? How
Yeah.
many times have I gone to the bottom of the bottom? Several, and I worked my way up, and I managed to figure it out, and whatever.
All
The
of
bottom
those,
of the bottom.
and all of
Yeah,
those
good.
things serve as lessons, you know, like,
Right.
you know, it's the thing like this fear of failure or this fear of, you know, engaging fully with somebody, giving yourself fully to somebody emotionally or mentally, whatever the case is.
I'm gonna bring it around too.
You know,
Eventually.
That's,
He's gonna tie it up.
I am. I'm ready. Got it.
There's something so important about just, or so meaningful about just being fully present in any given relationship, interaction, situation.
Or any given financial relationship.
Truth.
And being true to yourself and honest about it,
Yep.
and then addressing it.
I'm not ready.
Cause.
I know.
And-
I just made it weird, didn't I?
A little. You made me feel very uncomfortable.
But that's the hard thing
Yeah.
to embrace sometimes.
It is.
That,
It
you know
is.
what, I've gotten myself into a bad situation,
Mhm.
and that, I need to face it.